Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce, just because you've been so good, just because I know you want it, just because I know you need it, here it is, Batwoman news. It's been so long. Ladies and gentlemen, allow my monkeys to roll the footage.
Yeah, that works.
I like
all right.
that a lot.
Okay. All right, moving on.
Hey, what about Tulip?
Welcome to the place to be reviews.
I was a little frustrated. Batwoman, that's just a car. Somebody's watching this show. That really annoyed me. Batwoman is still doing quite well. It doesn't even look like Batwoman.
Peter, I'm really starting to question why I'm even friends with you in the first place.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, on the gaytimes.co.uk. Batwoman cast Bridget Regan as Poison Ivy for season 3. Ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of funny considering this actress Bridget Regan, who I'd never heard of and had to look up. Ladies and gentlemen, please suspend your disbelief and brace yourselves for the oncoming storm, because Bridget Regan is married to a man. And not only a man, but he looks like a cis hetero white male.
And now for something completely different.
So, weirdos are going to be reeing over this on the CW. How dare they cast an actress who, portraying a character, is, by all accounts, a lesbicano. The cartoon, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy have had their thing.
The lesbian!
No, I don't really care what sexual proclivities the characters have. As long as the characters are good, they can be whatever they want. They can be gay, straight, bi, they can be bike curious, they can be lesbicanos. It doesn't matter. Hell, they can even be trans. It doesn't matter. As long as you don't prop up the character on the identity and the aforementioned proclivities, then, ladies and gentlemen, you may have a compelling character on your hands. Need I remind you of a transitioning character in the show Deputy, short-lived on Fox one season? There was a young lady who is an actress, attractive at that, who was playing a transitioning female-to-male character.
But that's not the case here.
She was actually a good character and well fleshed out and developed. And part of the storyline was her struggling with her identity and then being a police officer on top of that, and then telling her boss, who was more than understanding, and he's a cis hetero white male as well.
Scissor me timber!
But he was married to a Latino woman, so you see the show did it, and they did it right. They didn't be like, look, he's married to a Latina, look, he's married to a Latina. No, they were just like, oh yeah, this is his wife, these are his kids, They featured the daughter's quinceañera, and like I said, it wasn't done in a ham-fisted manner. So, back to Batwoman. Why I say this? Because this casting on the CW, I expected when I saw the Poison Ivy vine in the season finale of season 2, crawling up the beach, I'm like, okay, so they're going to include Poison Ivy.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
She's gonna be a lesbian. Her and Ryan will be
Yeah, scissor me!
because they're not gonna do a Harley Quinn on this show. Honestly, I would welcome the CW to do a Harley Quinn. It would be hilarious, and I would love to see who they cast in that role. Honestly, as much as I dislike the character, I don't really like the character of Harley Quinn. Just the way she's been portrayed is kind of, this Suicide Squad wasn't bad, but seeing an adaptation done on the big screen, even by as bad as DC standards have been, compared to the CW, let's be honest, the only thing the CW has done better than DC films has been Flash.
Well,
Let's get into this article. Here we are, the Gay Times. Bridget Regan has been cast as DC supervillain Poison Ivy in the upcoming 3rd season of the CW's Batwoman. Regan is no stranger to live-action comic book series, as she previously appeared on the ABC series Agent Carter. That was a show I DVR'd the entire, I think it was first season of, and never watched. It had now been confirmed that she will join Batwoman in a recurring guest star capacity, becoming the latest actress to play the iconic Poison Ivy role. Like I said, I'm just kind of seeing where they're going to go with this, and I'm shocked that they did not cast, A, a person of color, and B, somebody who was actually alphabet representation.
That's racist!
Heterosexual woman who is married to a heterosexual cis white male, which is, by today's standards and CW standards, shocking and appalling.
You've got to do better.
The 1997 Batman and Robin film saw Uma Thurman play a live-action version of Poison Ivy, with several actresses playing her in the Fox series Gotham. See, I don't know when they said several actresses. When I read this, I'm like, wait, what? But I watched, I think, one season of Gotham and just kind of gave up on it. Character has also been voiced by an array of actresses in animated projects, the most recent being Lake Bell, who performs as a bisexual Poison Ivy in the HBO Max series Harley Quinn. Though whether or not Reagan's delivery of her will be bisexual remains unclear. Poison Ivy is also known as Pamela Isley, a former botany student of Gotham University who sought to change the world for the better. This attitude changed after a colleague injected various plant toxins into her, creating the Batman villain we know and fear today. After her change, Pamela used her powers for what she thought was right, even if it went against the beliefs of Batman, the person closest to her. With Reagan now taking on the role in Batwoman's new season, the Bat team will have to prepare themselves for the character to storm onto the scene.
There ain't no fluff here.
Previously, Victoria Cartagena was recently announced as the actress set to play Renee Montoya in Season 3 of Batwoman. Yes, and I haven't mentioned this because I wanted to wait for some more news to drop so we can talk about this casting. And Renee Montoya, famously portrayed by Rosie Perez in Turds of Prey, which was a bomb. It lost money and was just overall terrible. And I did suffer through that movie when it first came out, and then right before The Suicide Squad dropped on HBO Max, I watched Birds of Prey again so I could, and everyone's like, oh my God, how could you suffer through that again? Well, I mean, it's me, number one. Number two, I wanted to get a better grip of like, okay, so how bad Harley Quinn was in that moving forward into the Suicide Squad compared to the original Suicide Squad. So you have 3 on-screen variations of Harley Quinn, obviously all portrayed by Margot Robbie, and wanted to see where they landed. And the Suicide Squad was vastly superior to Birds of Prey. Cartagena may be familiar to fans of the DC TV universe as she portrayed Renee in the Batman prequel series Gotham. See, I don't remember. Taking to Twitter, the 36-year-old expressed her excitement to step back into the shoes of the beloved DC character. I guess Renee Montoya and I have some unfinished business. So very excited to join this new group of talented writers and crew who are doing their thing over here. She ended her tweet saying she was grateful, humbled, and hype as fuck.
You serious?
So excited to join this new group of talented artists. Okay, there's some talented actors and actresses. Writers.
But that's not the case here.
They're not writers, they're activists. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We got Bridget Reagan as Poison Ivy and Victoria Cartagena as Renee Montoya. Now, what are the over-under that they're actually going to pursue the LGBTQ storyline with either or both of the characters? I'd say the odds are pretty high if I was a betting man, but I'm not. I like to bet on a sure thing. This is a sure thing. It's a stone-cold lead pipe lock. Let's take those odds. Now, what do you guys think, though? Let me know in the comments below. You know this show's going to be a dumpster fire, and I cannot wait to review it for you. Also coming up as far as reviews go, we've got Why the Last Man. I'm going to do the first episode of that. Probably not too much more moving forward, depending on how bad it is. A lot more. We've got the horror reviews coming up for October, and so much more on the channel here, ladies and gentlemen. Join us tonight, 8:30 Eastern. Tony Tone Deaf, myself, Going Rogue, my Rogue Entertainment show. We will be joined by Collector Express, Saggy Melons, and Angelus Draven. Right here, 8:35 Eastern on the channel. I'm Etepel Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of you, and if I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one. And remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away.